Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show. And your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over at patreon.com. Those be Catwater Flame, Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, and L. Without whom really as much of the things that we're doing now. So thank you all very much for supporting us over the years. And for those of you that are watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran Terra Shadowfront. I am your game master for the evening, and I am joined this week by Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Titania Valkorian, Eladrin, Archdruid of the Grim Harvest.
And the ephemeral form of Craig.
Hello. I am playing Grumman Bellmender, Wave the Drunken Master Monk. He's a dwarf. He's also a cleric. It's a whole thing.
He's a cocaine bear.
He sure is. That's what they call him at the club back in Swiggle, baby.
Oh, now I'm just picturing Swiggle Baby sung to like Santa Baby.
Oh no, no.
No.
Yeah.
Baby.
No.
They're down watching there tonight.
Oh, no.
And Holly.
Hey, I'm Holly. I am playing Vespia. She's a tiefling channeler.
And Shani.
Hi, I'm Shawnee, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am playing a Sable Herdslayer, Goliath cleric of themselves.
And Dakota.
Hi, I'm Dakota. I'm playing It's from Valara Hobgoblin War Mage.
And when last we left off, there was a
Other things.
Oh, right, thank you. We're not joined this week by Nikki or Jack, neither of whom are feeling well. And also Black Lives Matter, Trans Rights and Human Rights, and this stream is powered by Sirenscape.
Fuck Kanye West.
I prefer not to think about Kanye West as much as possible.
Kind of hard right now.
Town US.
No, for me it's been really easy until just now. When last we left off, there was a wedding. Vespia and Ithram got married after Ithram got defeated. Is the most neutral way I can describe it.
We both stood up and walked away.
In a ritual contest held in his dusk region home. The newlyweds were given a series of wonderful gifts, and we actually left off with the festivities, which we're going to return to. As the initial sort of like marriage ceremony and after party bit, which was all very condensed, winds down. Head, who has been crying this whole time, composes himself and stands up and addresses. This has been a glorious day of celebration and battle. But, as with all things, celebrations are... We had finished. Work of survival continues. That end. I am hereby stepping down as warlord. There's a few people don't seem surprised. Most of the people around seem surprised. Whether or not the rest of you are surprised, I don't remember whether or not Ithram shared what he had learned previously.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did.
Definitely not.
Not his news to share.
My place, Avira, my love. Taking my place. I have been called to Kultir's side as his champion, and he sort of he adjusts the strap that's that's basically holding the cloak he's wearing on, and to make visible the brand, the mark of Kultir that is on his chest, very very identical to the one that is on Ithram's. And it is my solemn duty, his blade, time of need. I do not know how long I'll be away, if I shall return. But I am confident in Dusk Reach's ability to persevere with it. And should I make it, I will expect minimum revenue. And there's some the sort of the shocked sounds give way to a smattering of chuckling. He not one for too much ceremony. He reaches over, puts a big hand on Ithram's shoulder, and reaches over and puts a big hand, well, like this much of a, on Vespia's shoulder.
Mhm.
Looks down at the two of them. Take good of each other. Each other's sword and trying time. We have a big, massive paw on the side of both your faces. And then he steps back, throws a salute to the Legion, all of whom immediately in response throw a salute back. Down, grabs one of the big hammers that he had been swinging around so easily before, turns and walk away.
Is Grumman still standing beside him from the ceremony?
Would have been, yeah, you would have been like seated next to him, yeah.
Grumman will just go, "That was beautiful. Out here as you head off," and he reaches in and pulls a one of the flasks out of his pockets and sort of will hold it up. Does he have a free hand, or they're both?
Yeah, his other hand's free at the moment.
All right, and he'll toss it to him.
Catch it. It's small compared to his hand. Like it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
it's not a small flask, but he is so massive that it
Oh,
is
yeah.
tiny in his hand.
For sure.
My thanks. Puts it in the bag.
Always something to celebrate. It kind of looks for a moment, unsure, glances over at Ithram and goes, "First child's marriage?"
Yeah, he's the first one to get married.
Right. Well, always something to celebrate and let you think. And sounds like you're going to a right proper punch up, and it always helps to go in a little sloshed. So good luck out there.
He chuckles and nods. Turns and keeps walking. There's a the wind, the sort of the scene right now is as it's starting to get dark, and the weather is fairly clear. So it's basically a freak dust storm that just sort of picks up as he gets a certain distance away from the gathering, and the entire Legion is just focused and watching. There's just a sudden kick up of dust and sand that whirls around him as he walks directly into it. And after a few moments, it then dies down, and Lar is nowhere to be seen.
How's Ithram doing?
He's holding Vespia's hand and just like slowly nodding, watching the dust storm die down.
Immediately, wasting no time, there begins just basically falling back into the slightly grumpy persona that she has had on for some time. Barking orders. The Legion very quickly disbands to their evening tasks, and leaves a lot of you to your wrap up.
We should get back to our ship soon. I don't know if you have anything. We can probably stay here for a little bit, Ithram.
I can get us back tonight. Or in as much time as we need. One moment, and he'll kind of motion to see if Vespia will come with him, and then he'll just go spend a little bit of time with his mom while just like fraternize a little bit for a little while, and then as soon as he kind of gets the vibe that everything will be fine here. She doesn't need help with anything.
You know, you get a sense that your mother knew was the first person. And
well, yeah, no, he knew. He knows that.
Yeah.
And just leave with a. If there is anything, do not hesitate to message. Anything the Legion or you requires.
Oh, kill your before I get to.
Then he would really be fucked. And he'll give her a hug.
He'll return it.
Are you ready to go? Well,
Yes. I should probably get back. Vespia will very awkwardly, like it looks like she's going to hug Ithram's mother, and then
when you hesitate, he'll kind of like the small of your back kind of push you forward slowly with the little strength he has left.
She like stumbles into her.
Avera catches you into a. It is an iron grip, but a hug nonetheless.
Then she'll take Ithram's hand and go back to the others.
All right, let's go. Just the two of us. Teleport. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
We're going back to the ship. Who wants to come with us?
How does it feel?
No.
Speaking of.
Yep.
Also, by the way, anyone who isn't in Sirenscape should be in Sirenscape for music.
I'm in there, but I'm not hearing music.
You have to click back on
Now
it.
I do.
Yeah.
I had the same thing.
Speaking of, Sable.
Yo.
You wake up.
Uh-huh.
The sound of thunder
Delightful.
and rain.
Yep.
Stretch.
Go out. Look around.
Find the crew of the ship. Going about their duties.
Huh.
Ship seems oddly quiet.
Go check some cabins.
You find none of the rest of the party.
Go find the captain.
Yes,
Morning.
disabled. Yes, morning.
Yes. Question. Just out of curiosity. Did I get ditched already? I expected it to at least take like a month.
I'm not sure what you mean exactly. It's hard to ditch people at sea. I mean, Could drop you off on an island, but
No, not you. You've all been great. I'm talking about everybody else. I think it's father?
are they not down
And
below
all them?
decks?
No,
She
they're
lashes the
all
wheel.
gone.
She lashes the wheel, heads down below
I
decks.
promise I didn't kill them and dump their bodies.
After like a few minutes, you just hear cursing in Dwarven.
You
So
okay down there?
she seems mostly irritated at the fact that half the people that she's supposed to be taking care of are gone with no warning,
Right?
no idea what they're supposed to do. So she comes back up, tells basically that very quickly the ship drops anchor in the middle of a travel lane because they don't know if they need to be stationary or not based on what the fuck has happened with the others.
Right.
And begin a search party in the water around the ship.
Look, if they're in the water, it's not me. I'm serious. Doesn't do me any good. I will happily watch the search party from the deck.
So the day goes by.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything you're doing specifically throughout the day while they're searching?
I don't think so. Probably... engaging the crew in conversation. Being personable for the most part.
Most of them are perfectly happy to speak with you, except for one.
Except for the one. Damn it. Fine.
Halamarnia pointedly refuses to acknowledge your presence, basically.
There will be a little bit, not too much, but a little bit of taunting about that.
Yeah, she's... Make an insight check.
Okay. Hold on. 28.
You get the sense that she is refusing to interact with you because she doesn't want to be responsible for the death of someone that is part of their, at the moment at least, part of their job to ferry around. Part of their passengers. So she's figured that the best way to not murder you, for whatever reason, is to not interact.
Fair enough. So yeah, no, just hang out, talk with people.
Don't say anything. I don't start a fight.
Exactly.
Yep. And just let's see what happens. This will be interesting.
All right, so it gets to be about 1 a.m. where you all are at, when the rest of you, I'm assuming, are teleporting back to the ship.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so.
I got a door now, that's what it's for.
In the
If
middle
this room
of the,
brings us.
in the middle of the dock.
Oh,
in the middle,
wait.
Yeah.
I've got an idea.
No.
All right.
I have
Blah,
an
blah,
idea
blah,
too.
blah.
Sorry, what's the captain's name?
Lavinda.
Lavinda.
Hey.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say they probably didn't leave permanently if they didn't tell me regardless, but if they didn't tell you.
No, it's not that I'm more concerned about them having left permanently, but as I'm concerned about them having done some stupid magic shit and teleported themselves into the ocean underneath the boat. Or somehow phased through the hull of the ship while we were in the middle of travel and got lost in our wake somewhere.
Right.
Adventurers tend to do stupid shit for no reason, so being cautious.
How would you like to get a little bit of payback on them for annoying you?
Well, at first I'd have to make sure they're still alive to get that back, but it depends
Hold
on
on,
what
let
it
me
is.
check. Let me see if it is. Let me see if I have it in my list. Thought I had. Damn it! Thought I had divination in my list. Wait, I do have scrying though. Give me a second, I'll find out.
At what point during the day would you have decided to
This would
scry
be
on
like midday,
midday? Okay, cool.
I would say. So yeah, I will scry on who is the least likely to make a wisdom save?
Gant. Or Skies.
Yeah. Based on what Sable has seen, probably Gent. Yeah, I will scry on Gent.
Let's have Gant make a wisdom save.
I have his character sheet here.
Yeah, go ahead.
His wisdom save is actually not bad. 20.
Motherfucker. Fine. 19 is my DC.
I mean,
Of course, he could still let it come through.
Gent's a paranoid motherfucker.
yeah,
If
Gent's a
he gets the
paranoid
chance to
motherfucker.
resist scry, he will.
Sorry. I don't think so.
But I will spend a second spell
Okay.
slot. Vespia, sure.
All right, Vespian, make a wisdom saving throw, unless you're in a habit of just allowing scrying spells to take effect on you.
Yeah, no. 21.
I hate you all.
She had a much
I
harder
got
time
one
doing
more.
it,
I don't
too.
give a shit. I seem to have good luck when Craig needs to make saving throws against me, even wisdom based.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious
Listen,
because Craig
I
has,
will
think,
go
the
up
highest
to
wisdom
9th
save of
level
anyone
if
here.
I need to.
I can't wait till we do
Yeah.
it.
I can't wait to see Grumman roll like a 30 wisdom save.
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be. You're gonna roll ridiculously well because you're a monk.
Grummond. Oh, Craig, I did. Are you resisting the scry spell, Grummond?
You're muted.
You're muted.
What does it feel like?
Feels like the hairs in the back of your neck stand up, like somebody's watching
Okay.
you from a distance.
Can I roll to
A
see
little
if
bit
I
of
understand-
itching in your blood.
Can I roll to see if I understand that that's a scrying spell?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
this
you
is
give
from
me an
the
Arcana
murder
check.
god too. Former murder cleric. So this would probably feel like being stalked by a predator.
Yeah.
Hmm.
A 10.
A 10 is it's a common enough thing to happen that I'll say you have an idea that somebody's trying to look at you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to resist it.
Okay,
Okay,
fair enough.
no resistance. So you see at this
Check
point
mark for Janelle.
midday, you see Drummond currently standing around what seems to be a fighting pit of some kind, having a conversation with a couple of hobgoblins about worshiping Kultir.
Oh, he's super drunk at this point of the day, too. Well, God. Can Grumman, did we determine that Grumman couldn't get drunk anymore? I think that was the grand tragedy of Grumman, right?
Yeah,
Because of
Drummond
his
can't get
monkey-
drunk
yeah.
anymore, yeah.
Well,
He's immune-
then
he's immune to
then he
poisoning,
drinks in, and at least it's more out of habit than anything else. But I think, like, he gets that sensation, and you see Grumman sort of stop and turn and go, oh, hold on. And he sort of, like, looks up and around and just goes, hello! And he turns back to the hobgoblin and goes, I think it's probably my wife. I'm all right there. Just, I know it doesn't look like it, but it's a wedding. It's gonna be. It's complicated. We'll talk later. So anyway,
Like, they're at somebody's wedding.
More dwarven swearing.
They're fine.
All right, what you had in mind?
So, when everybody's done, I don't want to interfere with the ship's responsibilities at all. All of you just hide, and I will just chill at the wheel.
I mean, we're anchored.
They will
so there's no-
instantly suspect that I murdered you all.
That seems more dangerous to you than anything else, but certainly.
Oh, it'll be fine.
We're anchored, so you're not gonna
Yes.
do anything bad. All right, so in the dead of night, as a storm rages on.
I have an important, really quick question.
Yeah.
After the ceremony, did we have time to take a long or short rest?
You took a long rest.
For the ceremony.
This is
Before the
before,
ceremony.
but I was busy doing stuff, so I couldn't take one. That's why I'm asking.
It has not been long enough yet. No.
Okay, that's all right. I was just wondering.
So, in time, with a peal of thunder, a lot of you are teleported to the deck of the continual reconstruction. A deck that you find stationary, with the sails furled, and no one in sight, save
for
Sable,
Yeah.
standing at the helm.
Oh, you're back.
Sable.
How was your trip?
It's fine. These two got married.
what was-
Valdez
what-
said,
what was that,
indicating
Drummond?
says indicating to Ithrim and Vespia.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that, Drummond?
It's a terrible storm right now, right?
It's not terrible at the moment, but it is definitely heavy. Like the boat is rocking. The boat is rocking. There's lightning going on. The rain's coming down heavily, but it's not a hurricane.
All right. I'm trying to get a read on Sable's attitude. I can roll
Casual.
disadvantage. Oh no, I have dark vision.
Casual
It's
at the moment.
That is very casual.
Very casual, very calm.
Vespia looks genuinely surprised. I didn't realize we left you.
I did.
Oh.
I just sort of figured it was this is a personal thing.
Did you, Sholoka Ithram?
He kind of... 1 second.
Where are they?
Yeah, where? Cookie never lets me steer, let alone in a storm.
I
He
was
just kinda
curious,
goes-
so I had to ask some questions.
I cast fire shield.
I'm kidding, Jesus.
Valdez just sort
It
of
all
tilts her
come
head.
up
just
now.
Valdez like tilts her head to the side. Do you really think that this crew would fall to one blood cleric?
I don't
In
know.
my defense, I'm a very good blood cleric.
Grumman, make a dexterity saving throw.
Good you may be, but I know this fucking crew.
Which
29.
29. Okay. Who would be staying next to Grummond?
Scuzz.
Scuzz can't fail it because of his ability.
Hell yeah! Okay, so
who would be
so
standing-
Drummond
so who would be
Matrix out of the
standing-
way, Scuzz Matrix is out of the way.
Who would
Who's
be
next?
standing next in line?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and legitimately say probably Ghent.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. 14.
14's a failure. So yeah, Scuzz and Grumman duck out of the way as a bucket full of chum hits Gint square in the face.
Fuck! As Ghent just like is splashed.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate.
As Lavinda, well, the person that threw it was was Pala, the monkey person that typically hangs out in the crow's nest. But the rest of the crew of the continual reconstruction sort of like make themselves known from various places where they've secreted themselves away. Lavinda sort of leading the pack with like a very annoyed look on her face. So,
Cookie.
come to find out that my passengers just fucked off without warning anybody, leading us to scour this section of the ocean for a good several hours this morning before finding out you're off at some fancy wedding. Hope it went well.
Their wedding, specifically, Valdez says, indicating. to-
Congratulations, she
Yes.
says to the two of you.
They're in love. You know how it is. You're at sea. The romance whips up.
Yeah.
You teleport
And how
off
many of
somewhere
you
else,
and
not
how
warning
many of you
anyone.
have the ability to send fucking messages across the world?
I'm new to being a cleric, Cookie.
She's talking about myself.
We probably should have let someone know.
To be fair, I'm pretty certain the people who can send the messages, at least half of them, were in the wedding. Probably had their minds on other things.
Doesn't
Interesting defense.
doesn't really excuse it.
Apologize for the abrupt exit and subsequent return.
I,
with
for one,
notification.
would like to say that I appreciate your faith in me to leave me on this ship. That's an inordinate amount of trust, and I'm very grateful.
I'm sorry. This is probably my fault. I am the one that proposed.
No, that's not a fault. We forgot. Apologies. It wasn't trust. The light goes out.
Yes, we forgot.
Actually,
I
Tanya
choose to take it as trust, and you can't make me not.
I mean, there was a certain amount of trust on my end, at the very least.
Bessie just shoots Ithram a look when she hears him say we forgot.
Actually, these three haven't been married long enough to know. I found in my experience over several centuries, the person who proposes is generally held at fault for pretty much most things.
Regardless.
Were you the one who proposed?
How could you tell?
He only tells the story once every day.
Right. So, there
To
we
be,
were.
to be fair,
Right
I'm
out
fairly
of the
certain. I was the one who made the rings, but I'm very certain the three of us all basically proposed at once.
It was. I'm not having this conversation right now. I'm tired.
Oh, well, you haven't
I'm
married
gonna
long
go to
enough
bed
to
now.
argue over who
Yeah.
proposed, so that's good.
Get your asses below deck so we can raise the anchor and get on our way again.
Well, you're
We're-
letting someone else. You're letting someone else stand behind the wheel thingy. That's real progress, Cookie. And you're wasting chum all over the place. I sort of sweep off again.
Who is
The
still like
boat's
wiping
anchored. It's not
himself
going
down.
anywhere. Was it Mar?
We had decided. I'm trying to remember because I don't. There's around this area. There's the. As I struggle again to remember all of the things we are finding. Where are the notes? There we go. My apologies. I should have looked at this earlier. The grave of the fiend hunter
Yeah.
and
for right now.
the mortal blade are like the two things we're like still looking for at this point, if I'm remembering right. And against soul coin. And those are the mortal blade is the one that's over.
It's in the Hive of Ruin, yeah.
Yeah, but the grave is around here somewhere. Was there something else that was kind of in this area besides the apotheosis? I don't think so. No. Nope.
No, it was
No.
just the Fiend Hunter's grave, and then the
And we have
Mortal
the coordinates for that now.
Yeah.
Directions.
Yeah, it's a couple days. It's a couple days out.
Yep. Were we heading there before?
Yeah, you were heading.
Yeah, we were heading there before we
Okay.
teleported.
Okay. We're headed to the grave now, so you know the direction. Just gonna go down below.
Thank you. Yeah, no, they busy themselves now that they know you're all safe and sound. They begin raising the anchor, unfurling the sails. A prestidigitation gets cast at Ghent, and the ship gets underway again. Very well timed, whoever's phone that was.
Yeah, that was the engine starting back up, obviously.
I thought it was the bosun's whistle.
Valdeth will head down below decks to check on Titania.
She's curled up and trying hard to sleep. She's not asleep yet, but she's not responding.
You gonna be able to sleep in this storm?
Yeah. It's background noise. I like it.
You alright?
No, but that's... She sit up and look at you. There's a lot that's not right, so I'm hanging in there.
You want to tell me about any of it in particular?
I'm worried about a lot of things. And I know,
As am
like, a lot of it is not something that I can do anything about. We've been doing this for a while, and I think we're really good at it. But then we can forget to send a message back, or we can all start what was happening down in that city. And I just want to finish this.
Believe me, I want this to be over and done with as much as the next person. And we're making good progress. There's plenty to worry about. That's just a fact. But we can do this, and we will do this. We'll occasionally make stupid mistakes. But when it comes down to it, we're the only people who can really reliably pull this kind of shit off.
I hope not. I hope that if we don't make it, someone else can pick up the pieces.
I hope that too, but of the people that we know, most of the people who are on our level are tied down in some way. But if someone else is around to pick up after us, things go on. But let's not let it get to that point, shall we?
Sure.
Regardless of what happens to us, things will go on. In this plane, in other planes, the reach of even a god is limited in what it can actually break. But while things will go on, let's not give it a chance to go on without us, shall we?
Sure.
There's way too much shit that I want to do with the two of you.
I liked doing that ritual by the skull.
That was nice.
Been wanting to do that one for a while. Remember way back when like there was that town that wanted some people to come and help like clear out monsters in the fields nearby? I was like, that one would be really fun to do. And then we totally went in a different direction and there were zombies.
Yep. I do remember that actually, and I keep wondering what we would have missed out on if we had if we'd gone down there. It probably would have been a more entertaining adventure, but at the same time, we would have missed out on saving a whole town from zombies.
I know this is a bad idea, but I wish I had the monkey's paw still. Also that.
The monkey's
Spent a
paw
year in the
pharaoh.
same day, and you still. You spent a whole year in the same day, and you still want to have that one again.
And think, we could have been married for all of that.
Yeah, you fired it off a little early.
Thank you. And she's gonna grab you, and then I would like to fade to black.
Yeah.
Anyone else doing anything before you turn into bed for night?
Absolutely. So, Grumman, tell me all about the wedding.
I think Craig is away.
Yes.
Oh no.
That's fun. That is Sable's plan. Like, the actual participants, she's sure doing their own thing. Everybody else wandered off. She wants the details from somebody, and he's gonna give them.
That's fair.
I mean, to be fair, I think he'd be happy to talk about it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's why she's asking him.
Yeah. Oh, we'll wait until Craig gets back for that. Anybody else do anything else before you turn into bed? And by anybody else, I mean the only two that are left.
Yeah. Newlywed's gonna newlywed.
Yeah.
All
Fair.
right. There are fading to black happening all over the place. So,
This is how Idaus restarts. Just like
yeah.
fade to black the whole ship, just a whole black hole. All of
Wow.
yeah, exactly. It's just like and end. We'll rewind back to Drummond when
Yep.
Drummond gets back.
Absolutely.
You all get a long rest, and eventually in the night, as the ship sails on, the sound of rain dies down, faced with just the sounds of a ship moving through the ocean. There's going to be a few days. I think you were 3 days out initially, and then
Sounds
stopped,
right.
like in the first day.
There it is. If you want to roll
there's
that
Craig.
back now.
All right, so maybe it comes back. The rain comes back.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
So everybody else goes off to their cabins, and so Grumman, I want you to tell me all about the whole day.
Well, to be honest, at the start of it, I thought Vespia was having a baby. Now, you might say, well, she doesn't look like it.
So in for this.
She just absolutely, she looked gorgeous and everything. And of course, I'm certainly a person who always thinks somebody who's carrying a baby always looks even more beautiful. But Vespia's so statuesque that, it'd be a little bit of a surprise. But you'd be surprised how often it can happen. But anyway, so we were running around. And, honestly, I didn't even think well, I'm not the best, one might say, even though I've, been through it a couple of times, made an absolute shower of it every time. So my boy and I, we were running around trying to get everything ready. But just to know for the future, 'cause, we've got 2 married groups now among us, and, other people pair off, and God knows among this crew, and sort of just...
Grumman, are you hitting on me?
I'm not ruling it out, but no, I just wanted to ask. How do you feel? How do you feel about birth?
I'm sorry, about what?
About birth. Some clerics, deal with it. I know you said you're. Actually, let me ask out of character. Have you said you're a blood cleric? Do we know that? Okay, all right. So
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's been a couple weeks, but I'm pretty sure, yes.
So, I know you mentioned you're a blood cleric. There are
Correct.
certain places where you see a lot of blood. At
Uh-huh.
battle and things like that. But also when babies are born, there tends to be a
This is
lot.
true.
So is that sort of part of your whole portfolio, like birth? Is that something, if there's a baby on the way, we should come to you?
I would know what to do.
Oh, right.
So You know, Rethorb wasn't real big on the joys of life, so not what most people would consider to be the joys of life. Our joys of life are very different from, how to put this, a good person's joys of life.
That's always a relative term, isn't it?
Let's just assume those are accurate for now.
All right.
That said, Rethorp did have followers. Followers do breed. There is a need. So yes, it is something that I am very familiar with, if that needs to happen. And I promise there will be no sacrificing.
I mean, that's probably good. So, okay, well, that's good to know. But anyway, it didn't turn out to be that. So there I was rushing in, hot water in one hand, towels in a second hand, had blankets in the third hand. And,
look, all I'm going to say is this sounds like you are heading to a very different kind of thing than a birth.
Well,
but it also counts for a birth, too.
Right. I mean, it's funny how much crossover there tends to be. But
there is. There really is.
But, and then before I knew it, we were in desolation. Have you ever been? I want to say it's nice. It's not really, but it is exciting. And I think you'd like it.
I've passed through a few times. The people there are not huge fans of me and people like me. But there were some cults there that I would pass through and visit from time to time. Yes. Delightfully horrible place.
Hey, you know, it really is. My first time going there, I was almost eaten by a giant shark.
That sounds like desolation, yes.
I think Gent threw me off a cliff, or he pretended to fall off a cliff. I don't remember. Something stupid that Gent did. You'll get used to it. But
this is why I wanted to do it, by the way.
But anyway, so we went over, and Ithram says to his mum and his dad that he's getting married, and they were just thrilled. What? As dad was, I think his mum was. Haven't got quite a read on her yet. Vespia seems absolutely scared shitless of her, which is a lot of fun to watch from the outside. If you
I bet.
I've been on the other side of that, and it's not a tremendous amount of fun to go through, but they're back home. Nobody got turned into... Wait, did somebody get turned into something? Maybe that's something that happened in the past. I don't know. I spent a lot of the day getting punched in the head while learning about another religion, which was a good day for me. But
well, now I'm sad that I missed it.
You know...
People getting punched in the head is kind of my thing.
You know... I think just another reason you and I are going to get along just great.
Absolutely.
So like I said, some of it's a little bit hazy, but I sort of half conducted the marriage ceremony. We were there for a while. Honestly, I had to say, Sable, I'm sorry nobody got in touch with you. You know, I'm not really the community. Oh, wait. Here. And he pulls out his pearl. There's like a horrible little moist like sound as he pulls it out of his ear, his old hairy ear. And he goes, here, you should take this. I can get another one, probably. You know, if not, I mean, my lad's got one, so we'll always be... Right, Scott? Where's he gone? Well, we're usually close to each other. Here, you should take this one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. I will take that.
So a better way for us all to keep in touch. I think so many people get used to having them that everybody's sort of chattering on all the time that we tend to forget, which is just, I mean, I'm a newcomer to the Enterprise, but it's absolutely fucking bollocks because you have half the time, I think the entirety of the time that I've been involved, either myself or at least some other people haven't had one, and half the people are talking and half the people are not talking, and we can't hear each other sometimes, and then all the married ones are always yelling at each other. Ithram and Vespia not so much yet, but it's only been sort of looks up at the night sky.
It's rain in your face.
Yeah, half a day maybe.
They did just get started, yes.
But anyway, so they can all talk to each other. Everyone with one of these can talk to each other. Sometimes we used to all talk to each other through our brains, which
Sorry, Jeremy going, they just got started was in a complete reference to a completely different thing.
So anyway, I mean, it was all kind of a big fuck up, but I mean a joyous one, so it's all right.
It is absolutely fine. I will admit, when I first woke up, I honestly thought you guys had all just left. And I was surprised because I would have hoped that it would have at least lasted a week. Once I figured out what was happening, it's fine. Like, we just met. I don't expect to be on wedding lists yet.
I don't think it was so much intentional as it is. I think Ithram tends to get very focused on a certain thing, and he was focused on the wedding, and that sort of pushes out other things like, new acquaintances, or like my daughter and her entire crew. I think, honestly,
for some people, it was absolutely intentional.
No, I think it was literally anyone not in the room wasn't coming along.
True, but it was still absolutely intentional by some. It's fine. I'm not upset.
Well, we'll do a better job of it. Honestly, maybe we can turn it into a teaching moment. I mean, a wedding is one thing, but like, say it was a battle. You go off to battle, you leave your friends behind. I want to say that the Steelhearts aren't the sort to randomly leave someone behind, but
but they are.
I'm pretty sure it's happened before. Did you know? Did I ever tell you the first time that I met them? It was because they'd sent my cousin off into a trap or two, and then he'd buggered off and left them alone, and they kind of left him down in a horrible dungeon. Have you ever been to the Hive of Ruin, by the way? It's lovely. It's not, but it's fascinating.
I know of it, but no, I have not been there.
I think we might be going back. There's a great
big...
good. There's a great
It is
big
on my bucket list.
I want to get some of its teeth, and I think there's also might be a god-killing sword stuck inside its head that might come back to life if we pull it out. So that'll be a good time.
Why are we not going there now?
I know, right? I think it's sort of... well, I was going to say it's all a matter of planning, but I think we've pretty clearly illustrated today that that's not our strong suit. So, I don't know.
Mean, you said it, not me.
I think I'm along for the ride. I think I mentioned I'm retired, eh?
Right.
Yeah. So, just any day that I'm up on this side of the astral plane is a good one. But, what were we talking about? I think I rather lost the plot.
It's quite all right. It's been a long day. I think I'm going to go get some rest. Since everybody else is rest. But I'm going... I will talk to you tomorrow.
Of course. I'm not the one who does the teleporting, but the next time we're headed to a place where people get drunk and punch each other, I'll make sure you're on the guest list, eh?
You'd better.
Aye. All right, Cyril. You get yourself some good rest. We'll talk more in the morning.
Yes.
Oh. We'll all have a long rest. Varying degrees of restfulness.
Very, very quickly, can I track down Lavenda?
Yeah.
Okay. Is she turning in? Is she?
No, she's up at the wheel. She just spends most of her time like for all that her bed is basically just below the wheel. She spends most of her time at the wheel.
Hi, Cookie.
Hey, Da.
Sorry to have gone off and left you without saying anything.
It wasn't so much to not saying anything, so much as it was just leaving, not even have fell at the back or something.
I know, not my proudest moment, and I'm sorry we did it again today too.
But I imagine you cried plenty enough.
I did, but I don't want you to think I didn't think about you, and I don't want you to think that it's something I'm trying to make a habit out of. I just didn't think about it at all, honestly, and didn't realize how much it might have been like, when I retired.
Yeah. Fucked off out of nowhere and didn't let anyone know you're all right.
Potato, tomato.
In this case, potato, but yeah.
Potato, tomato are two separate things. So yes, you say them differently.
Anyway, I'll make sure they don't do it again, and I'll make sure I don't do it again, at least without saying something.
She she looks at you for a second. You know, unlike everyone back, I at least understand that when you're out adventuring, shit happens. Just leave a note or something so we don't spend half the fucking day dredging the water.
We will. I will.
Get back inside. You look like a clown out here in the water.
Look like a clown everywhere I go. It's one of my special talents.
Yeah, and it's kind of freaky. Go.
I'm damn proud of you, Cookie. Damn fine boat, damn fine crew.
Yeah, I know. Get back inside.
I will. And he turns and we'll head back down.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. What's my character sheet? There it is. Great. 14.
Catch just out of the corner of your eye the big grin on her face as you turn walking.
Okay.
She's really good at keeping it off her face when she's talking to you directly, but when you're in that moment where you're just turning away, you catch it.
He doesn't he'll try to conceal that he spotted it and just let her have it and keep going.
All right. The rain stops somewhere in the night. You have about 2 days, 2.5 days at this point, because they did have to stop. What y'all doing over the course of the next 2.5 days?
John, did you get my message in chat?
No, I didn't, obviously. Oh. Give me an investigation check.
Cool.
Recovering because I still have 2 days before I'm at full strength.
24.
So finding slightly again. You go to sleep. As it does every night, you sort of turn into this, you sort of stasis in the middle of your sleep. And your mind wanders to another version of you. This is the version of you that you've never seen before. This version of you seems to be living in a city. It's fairly tall. Reminds you of Taram, but if Taram was built straight up instead of along a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of cross bridges, lots of odd architecture. A few this version of you in particular, just has a wand of featherfall on one hip, and is walking across one of these bridges, heading towards some sort some sort of festival of some kind. Um, you go to, as you're sort of like watching through her eyes, you're seeing it's some sort of it's a exhibition, like it's a technological magic exhibition by some well-known house of people in this particular world, where they're sort of showing off technological advancements that they've in particular showcasing of a particular type of sentient constructed humanoid figures made out of steel and leather. You've seen these sort of constructs in Gran Terra before, but this world, it seems like in this particular universe, it seems to be their initial. And as you're sort of living through this version of yours eyes, you get the sense that they had been a part of the True Library, and one day they just stopped. It doesn't seem like.
Does she have any idea of how?
Don't really get a sense of if there was a procedure for it. There is a bit of a sort of a watching over your shoulder aspect to this version of you. But there doesn't seem to be any like they're not, from what you're telling, they don't have any of the traditional of a member of the True Library. They don't normal attitudes or actions of one. You're not certain how, but they just have stopped going back. You get about halfway through reveal of some sort of larger version of these trucks before you wake up. But it's very odd, like magic and technological city, and you just have this feeling of freedom. So, Ithram's resting for 2 days. 2.5 days. The rest of you.
Valdeth, having been frustrated at not having any of the adamantine on hand when she had access to a forge that could work it, is gonna try and, using the chisel and hammer that she made, break it into chunks that are portable.
A
over the course of the next couple of days.
Yeah, blacksmithing tools check with strength at disadvantage.
What do you need for a forge? Fire, right?
Extreme heat.
I can turn into a dragon.
The heat would certainly help. However, what I'd be missing in that case is a stable foundation to actually work the metal around after it's been heated. Also, no, trying to hammer metal on a dragon's scales is not exactly ideal.
Darn it. All right.
Fuck you. Using an inspiration.
Oh no.
Like that, a natural one is a 19 on this roll.
Yeah.
She's very good at it.
That's better.
Hey. Natural okay. 20. 38. Yeesh.
Where's the 12 coming from?
I have expertise in Smith's tools. My strength is 6. Proficiency bonus is 6.
Right.
The double proficiency is 12.
Got it. Okay. Sorry, the math is confusing me. Right. So yeah, with a natural 20, yeah, you managed to make a bit more of a portable stock. Um, how much are you trying to have that is?
She wants to break as much of it as she can into like workable, like portable chunks. Even if she's not taking all of it at once, like she just wants to like rather than having a giant rock of adamantine sitting in the hole, she wants to break it into workable chunks
Or
that can be smelted into things.
several crates worth of giant rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say you're able to break down one of the crates. So one crate can be broken down into a more portable form. So break it down from one crate into a 6 bags. So each bag would have roughly 20 pounds of adamantine in it.
Mm-hmm. So that's what 20 times 6, 120 pounds.
Yeah, 120 pounds of portable adamantine, which is not a lot, but it's more than nothing. Adamantine.
Yeah. And that's not even close to like our share of the total haul.
No. Like I mean, you have the tools, but you don't have you have the tools, but you don't have a place to actually like you're hammering them into the wood and trying not to splinter the wood, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have a sturdy like you're just saying a sturdy foundation on which to partial them out. So it takes you it's a lot of work for very little result at the moment, even with a natural 20.
120 pounds is almost certainly within my broth holdings limits, and I don't think there's much else in there right now. And the individual bags are much easier to work with, so she'll just sort of like store those.
Yep. All right. Anyone else?
Sometime over the 2 days, Vesper would like to have a conversation with Ithram and a conversation with Sable.
Hold on to that for just now. Anything else?
Grumman will just be helping to cook.
All right.
And if Sable is still interested, Grumman has found a new person who willingly listens to his stories and will tell Sable like Grumman's version of basically everything that the Steelhearts have been through since he met them in the hive, as well as like incredibly inaccurate versions of stuff that happened before that he has sort of half understood and a quarter understood, half overheard and like a quarter understood.
Amazing.
So that's one, because I think
nothing less.
One, it's because what he would totally do, and two, if you want to have any like meta knowledge of stuff that you played through but Sable wasn't there,
right?
It's gonna be your excuse.
Beautiful.
All right. So, anything from Sable other than listening to Drummond?
No, she's just fucking enjoying the trip until things start to get serious. General casual interaction with everybody. She's happy to answer any questions put forward to her. But yeah, she's just having a fun trip.
Tanya?
Titania is avoiding Sable by being busy. I'm going to offer to
following the
kind of
Halamarnia tactic.
Exactly. Because I will burn the ship down otherwise. And I'm going to go up and like just keep lookout for any of the waterfalls that we've encountered before, that kind of thing.
Okay. So we'll get back with conversations between Vespia and others when we get back from our break, because we're going to take our break right now. So those of you that are watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do what you need to do. Back a few. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We're back. A dinosaur story.
You're waiting for Jack to rage. He's not here.
No, I usually do that too. But I'm looking at books, so I'm distracted.
You can't rage while looking at books.
No. I mean, I can.
I can.
There are certain books, but not this one.
That's done. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's a different kind of ship. I went to an audio collection that says shipboard, but it's space shipboard.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like relationship. It's all just like lo-fi romantic music.
Please, Careless Whisper.
I was thinking that. That's literally the music that was running through my head.
All right. So, Vespia, who would you like to have a conversation with first?
She'll have a conversation with Ithram first.
All right.
Because they're kind of in the same room.
Technically, yes.
This would probably happen after she wakes up that next morning.
All right. Wake to the sound of seagulls.
Ithram,
Yes.
something happened last night. Shut up, John.
I should hope so.
What do you mean?
I went into another version of myself as I normally do, but it was a version I'd never been in before, and she was not at the library. This is the first time I haven't gone to the library. She was free.
That's encouraging. No others have been outside of the library.
No. I wasn't able to tell how, but there was a sense of freedom. There's a way.
There's always a way.
Now I just have to figure out how.
We have to figure out how.
Yes.
Sorry, we as in
Shut your mouth, John.
we, not we as in you in French. Or yes.
Does French exist on Gran Terra?
We.
No, there are no French people.
There are French accents.
Good, there is French.
Do not know what you mean? This is a Ternalian accent.
How are you
Please.
doing? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm fine. Let's see. This is. I'm gonna just roll a different thing because I know how Sun will do it. So he was up before you actually doing his calisthenics in the morning. So seems to be doing well on the mend. He's probably finishing up when you started the conversation. But he goes, he kind of stretches. Feeling better. Still not 100% I can feel, but it is slowly coming back. And he kind of just like flexes the arm that's now just blacked out with arcane markings, and actually takes a moment to cast a spell on himself. He's going to cast Nistel's magic aura on his whole self, to give off absolutely no magic. He's going to hide every single magical effect on his physical body.
Okay.
Clothing, armors, weapons, that stuff is still going to show up, just his physicality.
Yeah, gotcha.
I love that spell.
Get into a bush for almost a month.
Good chance.
Yeah. But doing well. You were saying though.
What was I saying? I don't remember what was I saying.
You've been married for a day and you were already talking about freedom?
Was there
Feeling
anything...
stifled and not creatively fulfilled?
Oh no, sorry.
Last night you
just
dreamt you went to
ask-
Eberron again?
What? Tell me as much as you remember about the dream, and perhaps we can piece together some clues. As such, I still have the key. I was planning on going inside and doing a bit of research over the next couple days while we're still at sea.
Right.
There's still things I would like to try to figure out, if at all possible, to help tip the scales in our favor against Dernalian.
I can help you research.
Always welcome.
And then she'll sit there and tell him in detail about everything.
All right, and Ithram will take notes.
You take your notes. And eventually, either later that day or the next day, you go to speak to Sable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Where do they find you, Sable?
Depends on where they go looking and when.
I think this is just Vespia.
Yeah, sorry. When you go looking and when.
Probably later that day. Maybe
Okay.
afternoon, early afternoon.
Probably in her cabin. She is armor off. She is actually probably in the middle of just finishing up her some religious stuff.
Right. She will knock on the door then.
Come in.
She'll walk
Ah, Vespia. Take some incense and her dagger. These two set it aside. They're sitting cross-legged in the middle of the room. Stands up. What I do wrong?
in. Nothing.
Oh, sorry.
I came to apologize.
Words I'm not used to hearing unsolicited. Okay, fair enough. Come in.
She'll
How are
come in.
you?
I'm good.
Trust the wedding went well. I heard all about it from Grumman.
Yes. I am so sorry.
It's quite all right.
It was
Look.
very spur of the moment. I wasn't even sure if I was going to propose, and I did. And honestly, at first, Ithram tried to just kidnap me and not tell any of the rest of the group.
That seems to
So-
fit this group as a whole so far.
You were almost not the only person left out of the loop there. And
Look,
then I told him to, and we didn't even think that you didn't have an earpiece, and you're new, and things happened very quickly.
yes, I do have one now. Grumman gave me his.
I hope you cleaned that.
Yes. Absolutely. I did see what condition it came out of his ear.
Insight check.
You're not there. Listen. We're not exactly at the inviting each other to wedding stage of our friendship yet. I took absolutely no offense. I appreciate the apology.
I didn't want you to feel like you're not included in the group.
Oh, I'm not, though. And I understand that, and I'm okay with that.
I'm sure you will be soon, though. I mean, Grumman includes you.
That definitely seems to be where I've started, and I see potential there. It's fine. Look, I am here, and I'm helping because we have a common goal. We don't have to agree on anything else. And I don't think we do in much. But I very much believe in the idea that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least for a while. And we can go back to being on opposite sides of pretty much everything once the threat to all of us is removed.
Can we trust you not to kill us? And I'm also talking about after the threat is removed.
Well, that's an extensive question. Are you asking if immediately after we kill this wannabe god, I will turn immediately around and backstab you? No. There's no plans on that for a couple of reasons. One, there's no value in it for me. Two, there will probably be enough of you still alive that would be a dangerous thing for me to do. Down the line, after that, 6 months, a year, 10 years later, when we come at odds against each other because I'm doing something that some or all of you consider to be evil and terrible, no, I'm not going to make that promise.
That is fair. My main concern was, yes, immediately afterwards.
No, what would that benefit?
I don't know. I don't personally know you.
That is fair. It brings up an... I know what everybody thinks of me for the most part. I don't know what you think, and I'm curious.
She'll smile. I'm still deciding.
Okay.
I have heard others' opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know you well enough to form an opinion of my own right now.
We'll have to fix that.
Absolutely.
Well, no, and to answer the second part of that, no, I will not betray you in the lead up because, again, it does me no good because I need all of you at your best if we're going to kill this wannabe.
Again, my concern was more immediately afterwards.
Yes, no, there's...
We do have a common goal. I doubt that you would harm someone that could help you accomplish your goal.
No.
Can we trust you? How do I put this? Can we trust you to assist us beforehand?
Again, that's a very big question.
we've had some surprises along the way. I just want to make sure there are no surprises that might go against what we need to accomplish.
If it's in relation to what we need to accomplish, no. I will be happy to assist in any way. I am... If it's on some cockamamie scheme, one way or another, that doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing, I'll judge it at the time. It might be worth it for me to do so. It might be amusing to me for me to do so. I can't say one way or the other because I don't know what the situation is. But no, I think in general I'm going to do what I can and need to in order to make sure you all make it through this until we get to finally killing this thing.
All right.
Which I should be good at helping with. I mean, I know that Grummond is a new cleric, and I'm sure Tanya has some druidic spell that will help. I don't know.
Tanya
She
is
won't
very
talk
powerful.
to me at all.
Tanya is extremely
Yes.
powerful.
Oh,
yes.
I'm sure.
She will be, yes.
But you don't necessarily have anybody who can actually bring back from the dead. You do now. Don't have anybody who can do some focused healing when I'm not crushing something's skull in the meantime. You do now.
And thank you for that. Thank you for your assistance.
All too happy to help.
I will leave you to this. I have some research to do.
By all means.
She will head out and go
Yep.
help Ithram.
Oh.
Yeah, when she returns, we'll start looking for, I guess, more clues on the true library and maybe stories of what were they called? Not so much. They're not called agents. What are they called again?
Seekers?
Seekers, yeah.
Yeah, she's a seeker.
Lost seekers, maybe.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. It would be with advantage, but because it's such a specific thing, it'll be a flat roll.
Okay.
And that's for both of us, right?
I'm gonna use
You're searching
inspiration.
together. Oh, one of you.
Okay.
It would be with
inspiration.
advantage because you're searching together. But
18.
so there's not a lot, even in this particular library that you've got. There's not a lot about the Seekers library. Honestly, it's harder to find information about the Seekers of the True Library than it is to find theories about about the true nature of the True Library. Those you find in spades, but you don't really find anything about Seekers. I did. The other thing that you were looking for, was there something more specific than what you sent me? Because you can find the general information easily enough with that roll, but
Yeah, no. For the ley lines, it was specifically how to manipulate them on a larger scale.
so
If possible.
you can't like move them around. You find they're pretty much locked where they are,
Yeah.
but they're if you've there are certain rituals that you find hints or clues to that can be used to sort of draw out power from it to sort of amp up any spellcaster that's standing on the ley line or around the nexus of the ley lines. But you don't find anything more specific than that.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, he'll spend the rest of the days doing that.
for 2 days pass. Unless there's anything else you want to do in those 2.5 days. Once going twice, Craig's already gone.
I'm formulating something, so we'll see.
Okay.
I'm pretty certain I spend 2 days hammering adamantine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, if when he's out and about on the ship and sees Valdeth hammering at adamantine on a cutting board, he'll offer to just cast Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion, because that is that's furnished how he wants it, not predetermined like the Archivist key. So that can have a forge.
There you go.
That'd certainly be helpful.
Will opens up closet right here. He casts it in the door.
So she will take advantage of actually having a forge to work with.
Okay. We'll say that accommodates for the natural 20, and that's how you get the full amount that you get for now. I made the roll. With a forge available to you, you'll now be able to actually do some more solid regular work later on.
Would we say that she could get some of it made into actual ingots for use later rather than just chunks?
Yeah, we'll say you can form it into ingot. But unless there's anything else, at the end of that 2.5 days.
But I get the full 120 pounds into ingots.
Yeah.
120 pounds of adamantine ingots. Excellent.
Which is gonna be like 6 ingots.
It's enough to make something.
Yep. Since you're up in the crow's nest with Paula, Titania, you and her are the first to see your destination. Hanging upside down, seemingly supported by nothing, is a ship in the sky at roughly the coordinates that you've been indicated.
Okay.
Paula, from next to you, just calls down, "Fucked up ship, ho!" Because she has no idea.
What'd
how
you
to
just call me?
Ship.
Did I clarify? And yeah, those of you that come up on deck, you see,
Yep.
a few hundred, feet of water in front of you, and then several hundred feet up in the air, there is a large ship, looks roughly galleon-sized, upside down, hanging in the air.
Yeah. I'm kind of going a little closer to it. Can I see? I want to kind of get a sense of what's happening here. Is it like seem like gravity's still affecting all of the stuff on it, or is it like just a full rig ship just upside down?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah.
Is there an inversion of gravity here that's holding it there, or is it just floating there? Is it fixed in space?
23.
Kind of look and squint. There are skeletons on the deck. They're not falling.
Okay. Okay. They're skeletons. Like just bare bone skeletons.
Yeah, like
Still have...
dead people. Yeah.
And are they moving about or?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
They won't be moving about until we actually get
Yeah.
on the ship.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Exactly. There's nothing interesting to happen. Yeah. No, it's like you can like it. It looks like at the angle that it's at, it definitely wouldn't be inversed gravity, but like gravity seems normal relative to the deck of the ship, rather than relative to the ground where gravity would normally be normal,
Okay.
or the ocean in this case.
And do I see any? Because we've met the Fiend Hunters as an organization before. Are that like? Does the ship have any indications that it is a Fiend Hunter ship? Anything like that? Because
Not
they're
in particular.
not these
No.
people. Okay, it's just a generic
Yeah.
kind of ship.
Give me a.
We do know the Fiend Hunter was just a
I have a
passenger
lot-
on the ship rather than actually.
Give me a history check.
Possibly. Yeah. Oh, I'm great at those. Let's see. 23.
Looking at the sort of the rigging and the colors on the ship, it looks like it's an Avalonian ship.
Okay.
So would have come from Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
Which is on the same continent as Everstone, I believe.
No, it's on the same continent as Swiggle. Avalon is on Eos Corva. It's south, very south of Swiggle.
Oh, that one, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like an Avalonian ship. So, the Fiend Hunters their organization hails from Everstone, but they're pretty much everywhere. Or not Everstone, sorry, hails from Morn, which is the continent, the island on Everstone sets.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as you can tell, it's just sort of like hanging in there.
All right. I'll fly down to join the rest of the group, who's presumably getting up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Were you trying to get a view of that from the crow's nest, or were you trying to fly out towards it?
I had gone towards it, not like super close, just
Okay.
like a little bit closer to be able to get details.
How
'cause
much
we're
closer?
far away. Halfway there.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so you fly back.
Yep. It's an Avalonian ship. There's skeletons on board. They're not moving, but they're
With our
just
luck, they're not
sitting
moving
there.
yet.
It doesn't look like gravity works right. I didn't feel anything from where I was. I don't know where it might start. Does my technically, according to the spell description, the whatchamacallit spell, where is it? Do I not have it prepared
The
today?
whatchamacallit spell is a very popular spell.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't have it prepared right now. Never mind. Yeah,
Popular but situational.
if we get close, I'm afraid we might get stuck in it.
Ithram, have you got fly prepared today?
Ithram, by the way, this morning, your strength is returned.
Awesome.
Yes.
Put that back up.
You notice
14.
as you see Ithram for the first time today, he seems much more hardy than he has been for the past few days.
He's been just as hardy. He just hasn't really been able to lift himself super well.
Does he seem absolutely himself?
This is good. Is this something where you could reverse gravity on it and reverse gravity?
That would seem counterproductive to searching the ship.
It makes it upright.
Yes, and no, Velbeth, I don't have fly prepared. I've never had it prepared.
Why does no one here have fly?
I can fly us there.
I have other means to get us into the air.
I can also turn us all into things that can fly.
That too.
Grumman
Whole finger
turns to
guns snap and point too.
Did Vespia say I can fly us?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. She can fly. She can't fly the rest of you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just impale myself with a sword and fly, but
That seems dramatic. Can you fly? Looks over at Sable.
I'm looking through my spells right now. Hold on.
For reference, that's how she merges with the Dracolich spine blade.
Yeah. This is the first thing Titania has said to Sable.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm looking through the cleric spell list because you give me a day.
Yeah.
I believe fly's a cleric spell.
No.
I don't think fly itself
No.
is.
I don't think it's on the list.
I'm just seeing if there are other things like.
No, it's sorcerer, warlock, wizard, and artificer.
Yeah.
You might have what was it? I know there's a transformation spell. It's kind of like Tensor's transformation.
Possibly. It's not going to be below 4th level for sure. Let's see. I mean, I guess I could conjure an insect plague that could all combine to carry me, but that would be a little bit
Awesome.
amazing. Yes.
Are you an ASMR? Or a Goliath?
Yes, I am an ASMR. So I could
Okay.
fly for a short distance, I believe.
Okay.
I bet that's kind of
Depending on which
ASMR.
variety, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll have to check that.
The one that can fly, it's like only around. You like have to land.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's the protector ASMR can fly
Yeah,
for
they
a good while.
Ooh. Never
I'm
mind.
pretty sure I am
I
not
misspoke.
protector.
I think you might be a fallen one.
I think I'm Scourge actually.
Yeah, that's
But
I think
Scourge
Scourge would be
The
appropriate.
best
Yeah.
one. The best one.
anyways, no, I do not
Indeed.
have the ability to fly. I could plane shift this somewhere, but I do not have the ability to fly.
I don't think that's on a different plane, unless.
You go there, you come back, it works. Have you never done that? You plane shift somewhere, then you plane shift back, and you can pick where you.
Is
No.
it precise at all?
In odd experience, that's rarely pinpoint accurate.
Well, no, it's not pinpoint accurate, but you get close enough, and then you walk.
Yeah, sure, if you want to try that.
But like, I'm not saying we should do it. I'm saying that's all that I have that can get us currently. Actually, oh wait. I forgot I have stuff in my equipment. Because I know something.
Do you have winged boots?
I do not.
Did I hear that was one of your items, or is that one of Sin's items?
No. I need to look at this spell because I don't know it well because I barely ever take it. But I can gate us somewhere.
Ooh.
I mean, I believe gate is literally like you're going there. That's it.
Yes.
So,
I
of
can gate
anything.
us.
Yeah, the gate spell from that ring works slightly differently, but it can take you directly
Yeah.
where to go.
This version can't target an individual creature. You can't gate. I can't gate something here, but I can go precisely wherever.
You have a portal ring.
Kind of, yeah.
Good old sling ring.
That would be an option. Kind of, yeah. It kind of is a sling ring.
What up, Jerry O'Connell? It's time
Is
for
that-
sliders.
Is that just you or
No,
All
it
of
opens the
us.
gate.
right?
Like
Well-
it's the gate spell. It stays open for 1
Or
minute.
Up to a minute of concentration.
Up to a
yeah.
minute.
I can do a divination to see if what we're looking for is on that ship, but I'm guessing so. It's at the coordinates. It
And
might
we
be
were told
shielded.
we were told to look for the ship that was suspended in the air. So
Yeah. Hey. There we go. Or we can just head over there.
Or there's the
Flying.
safe thing to do, or there's the steel hard ways.
Mm.
I'm all for whatever gets us up there with control over if we start to fall.
Well, if we can get right to the deck, and if we start already flying, in case gravity doesn't take hold of us when we're over there. That sounds like the most controlled option.
I'd probably be able to test that area effectively regardless, but if you just open a gate there, I can step through, but
There's been lots of weird things around all of the artifacts we've found, so my guess is something is going to react once we get there.
Almost certainly.
The person with a brew of flying could just go through the gate and find out, really.
Yeah.
The person who has a room of flying and also can just grow wings.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If you open a gate, I can go over there and see what happens.
All right.
All right, so are you...
Yep.
All right, so what does it look like when you use that
Right.
ring?
I mean, I assume it works through the ring, and you gave me the ring, so I didn't think of this one as opposed to my spells.
I
But
mean,
like,
I already said sling ring. As far as I'm concerned, you sort of circle your hand with it.
So you either you can describe it or I can describe it however you want to do.
Go ahead. My brain is going blank
No
at the
worries.
moment.
So yeah, you take the ring off. You hold it up to your mouth. You speak a command word and you focus. And then you sort of toss the ring, and you toss it, and it gets about 5-10 feet away from you before it stops in midair, and just expands. And you all sort of see, like, as you watch it fly there, you can see that it's not actually made of metal; it's made of stone. It's several small stone blocks that have been sort of magically held together in a ring form. And as it expands, those blocks also expand until it's this large stone ring. Just about 5 foot by 5 foot in the middle, just suspended in the middle of the air. And there's a ripple in the middle of it. And on the other side, you see open air and ocean and a mast, sort of like cutting through vaguely one end of the portal.
All right. Keep an eye out if I need help. And Titania will.
Go ahead, Jeremy. And I'm trying to find. Here it is. Okay, no. You can't use it for another 10 days. Yeah, right.
Correct.
Oh. Okay. So, you go through?
Yep, I'll have my wings out and the broom of flying activated.
Okay.
As well.
So you go through. You find yourself sitting underneath a floating ship above you. And
Okay.
as soon as you are all the way out of the portal, fall off the broom as you are sitting on it, and thus go towards the ship.
Okay.
You can catch yourself because
flying.
you have wings, so you can catch
Yeah.
yourself and reorient. But yeah, you land feet on the deck of the ship. As you land, your vision sort of swims a bit, and it feels like you're actually like as far as you can tell, you're actually on the water. The ship feels like it's on the water.
Okay.
And so it's like sort of rocking like it is, and you look up and you see the continual reconstruction upside down, and then you see a bunch of like just tons of land masses all floating in the sky upside down.
Okay. Were those land masses there before? Were we like going by islands and
Yeah,
things?
the
or-
islands
Yeah,
you're
yeah, the islands
sailing
are
by.
over
Yeah.
by,
Okay, all right. I was just making sure this hadn't like suddenly appeared. Over the earring then. Yep, gravity takes hold. Nothing yet. Looking around to make sure that no skeletons are jumping me.
All right. Well, this is
Fisher?
going to be fun. Valdeth is going to try and basically like front flip through the portal to try and get herself righted to where her feet are pointed at the deck
Can I-
when she goes through.
Yeah, can I kind of assist with this now that I've like gone through this? I'm like, hey,
You can't
you're
assist
gonna
with the
go
front
this way
flip.
and then.
No,
Okay.
that's momentum and skill.
All right.
Go and give me an acrobatics check.
I'm happy.
I was meant like catching people as they go through this part of it.
16. Not bad.
Depending on how they're coming through, absolutely, but not when they're flipping
right.
through the gate.
Okay.
With the 16, yeah,
Basically,
so,
all she's trying to do is get her feet aligned with the deck when she passes through.
so
the
yeah, you do
portal,
like a
basically.
corkscrew flip through the gate and land on your feet.
Nice.
Who's next?
I'll leap through. Actually, no, I will hold back just in case things go wrong.
Grummett will go.
All right. You just walking through, or what are you doing, Grum?
Yeah, I think just jumping through.
All right. So you jump through, and it's a very odd feeling to be falling and then the wrong direction. As you
goes
just
through like he goes through in like cannonball form.
yeah, and you just land on your back on the deck.
Okay.
Hurts a little bit, but not bad.
Oh.
Git will use his grappling hook to just sort of like swing through awkwardly.
How far is
Sure.
it from the deck of our ship through the gate to the deck of the Skella ship?
You can't see the deck from through the gate, so you're not sure.
Okay, so
Oh,
okay.
shit.
All right. Then you ready to go through?
Mhm.
Behind us, Sable.
Yes.
All right. Grabs your hand and just jumps through.
Scuzz also jumps through. Yeah, all three of you get that weird like sort of it's almost enough to make you motion sick as you feel your center of gravity or your knowledge of gravity shift actively, and then you land on the deck of the ship, roughly, but not taking any damage. A hard land. And then Sable.
This is when she cuts off the gate and just leaves us stranded.
Yeah, idiots. No.
Payback.
The last thing you hear as the gate closes, how does it feel? No.
I can't wait for
Oh, yeah,
the ultimate villainous betrayal of just like, you should have invited me to the wedding.
Yeah. Everything would have been fine if not for that. No. I come through.
All right. You lay on the side. Nope, you are all on the deck in various way. Samuel, you utter the command word, and the ring shrinks back down and is back on your finger. You're all on the deck of a ship that, from your perspective, seems to be sitting on the water, and everything else around the entire rest of the world seems inverted to you.
Exciting.
All right. Well, this is disorienting. All right. Let's find what we're looking for and keep an
Start
eye out for
searching.
if any of these corpses decide to pick a fight with us.
What are we looking for again?
The remains of, I think, one of the first fiend hunters and his artifact level equipment.
Delightful.
And be careful because I'm sure something will attack us.
I would
Uh,
hope so.
Past detect magic for himself for the next 10 minutes.
Detect magic picks up a constant and thick aura of magic all around you.
Wonderful. What kind?
All kinds, presumably.
Graviturgy primarily.
Okay.
All right, start searching.
All right. We search the ship.
It doesn't take you long to find what you're looking for. About 2 decks down, you find sitting in a chair that seems to have been sort of like slumped back up against a side wall. Is a skeleton wearing an odd collection of items that sort of point him out as a fiend hunter. Yeah, okay.
Also,
oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say I also want to have been kind of keeping an eye out for how many skeletons there are around here. Just odds. Where are things that might be paranoid about skeletons?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Natural 20, 31.
As you're walking through, until you get to what seems to be your man, it looks like there is somewhere in the realm of a few hundred bodies on this ship.
Yeesh. Okay.
A lot of bodies, even for a galleon.
It seems like it would have been, based on what you're seeing, it seems like it would have been fully crewed.
And probably like carrying a bunch of passengers. Like galleon crew, we're talking in like the 30s and 40s.
No, a galleon crew was on average 200 people.
Okay.
A Spanish galleon, on average.
Yeah,
around
there
200
are many factors. I am a ship person. I'm gonna just ignore all of the things. Okay.
I mean, that
Smaller galleons function with a crew of around 50, while larger galleons could never more than 400. Yeah, okay.
A square rigged ship needs a certain number of crew because they're more manpower required than like a fore and aft one. But if you the ones that had a really largest crew would be because they were intended to fight things, because you need people to sail and to do the cannon stuff.
Yeah, and this seems like a fully crewed, like war galleon.
Okay, it's a warship. Okay.
This is not a.
Any indications of how they died? Also, I don't know.
Make a medicine check.
Okay, this seems like it'd be harder, but 19 maybe.
With the 19, there's no real signs of fighting. But they're all skeletons at this point. There's no remains.
Okay.
There's not a lot of remains left to show like signs of what happened. You're not certain.
Are they intact roughly?
Yeah, I mean some of them are missing legs and arms, but it's a ship.
Could have been doing that before they died.
Exactly.
Is there? Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just going to ask: are they scattered, or are they largely like in a little pile?
Yeah, they're all over. They're not like piled in a single spot or anything like that.
Oh no! I mean the individual skeletons.
Oh, they
like
articulated.
You'd be like, oh, that's one guy. That's one guy.
Yeah.
Like bits
Like,
of them
several of them have like clothing still, like bits and pieces of clothing attached to them.
Okay.
So like,
sorry.
you can individualize all the skeletons you see.
Okay. Sorry, Jeremy.
No, you're good. So when we get down to the guy, you say it's a corpse is in a corporeal corpse or just a skeleton again?
A skeleton.
Okay.
The skeleton is wearing a very fine-looking blue cloak with sort of leather shoulder mounts and leather like brown leather trim. That is sort of attached with a cord across the shoulders, which is also on top a set of Avalonian armor, which in real world would be vaguely Japanese, like sort of samurai-esque. With a mask depicting a fiend of some kind. And these sort of these three pieces basically all give off heavy magic. There's also a quiver and a bow, and what looks like a large club with iron with metal studs
Metal stud. Yeah.
of lining it. And it's sort of sitting in a, it's sitting almost straight backed in this chair, very clearly dead. And there doesn't seem to be anything encasing it or stopping you from walking up to it.
As Valdeth approaches, she'll just say out loud, "All right, friend, if you're going to reanimate and fight us for your equipment, it'd be very kind of you to do it now rather than trying to grab hold of one of our wrists as we reach out to try and put hands on any of this stuff." She's going to keep walking even if the skeleton doesn't react.
Yeah, I'm following behind.
As you walk towards it, you find it starting to get harder and harder to approach it. And right as you get to about the 15-foot mark, the weight of gravity around this person is so intense you can't move forward anymore. Your speed gradually drops to 0 until you get to 15.
I'm casting Dispel Magic on it.
Make a flat wisdom check.
What wisdom check?
You go to conjure the magic on your blood, and as you do, the weight of gravity where you're at seems to it's enough to stop you from being able to articulate the somatic components, and it almost feels like it's suppressing your magical power itself as you get closer and closer to it.
The Sable sort of hunches over and gets sort of a low growl in her throat, and now she's pushing for something is telling her she can't do something, and that makes her pissed.
And yeah, so as you get up to that same point where Valdeth is, your speed gradually drops to 0.
Valdeth looks around. Is there a visible source to this effect? Like, is any of his equipment glowing, or is there something in the room?
As far as you can
tell. How far away is Valdeth from the rest of us?
Ithram, with your detect magic up, I'm assuming it still is.
Yeah, 10 minutes unless.
This is like the densest, fog of graviturgy magic happening.
Okay. I can still see through the auras on any of the items that are inside as well too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All magical.
All magical. Okay. How far is Valdeth? Is Valdeth within 90 feet of us and 15 feet away from that? So,
yeah.
Okay. So then, seeing that her and Sable have been stopped, does it get denser and thicker the further forward, right, all the way up until the point? Is it centered on the skeleton on the? It
seems to be centered around the skeleton. Where they're at seems to be the thickest, as far as you can tell. Seems to be the thickest point of this map.
Okay. Valdeth, brace yourself, and I will cast Vortex Warp and move Valdeth the last 15 feet.
Make an intelligence check. Flat intelligence.
Wow.
Your magic doesn't even reach Valdeth before it sputters out under the weight of gravity.
Can literally do this all day. I'll try it one more time.
Go ahead.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Nice.
Less
Oh.
distance this time.
Don't give yourself
I mean,
a
it's one-
nosebleed. You just
No,
recovered.
it's literally one of the spells I can do for free. So like,
Nice.
But then let's see.
You wanna? Do you have enhance ability for yourself to make it advantage, or?
I do, but
Because these dice are fucking with us.
I have a different plan.
What if I Misty Step
Sable
over there?
backs up,
Okay.
Huh?
gets back to where she can move well enough to touch her to cast again.
Okay.
Proceeds to grab her symbol, and I am casting Animate Dead on the skeleton.
Give me a wisdom check.
I may inspiration this.
Version?
Or what else am I going to use it for? Or one of my inspirations. Okay, 16 then.
16. The magic can't, like, this gets further than your previous attempts, but it can't. It doesn't seem like it can penetrate that ground zero.
Cast again. Sable is 100% willing to cast herself out of spells for this. Something is telling her no, and that is she is not okay with that.
Question.
Yes, Mara?
Is there another deck to this ship below this one?
Yeah. Yeah, you're only like 2 decks down. There's like another 2 decks below.
Did we pass over this area the last time when we were like doing our search pattern? Because we're
No,
2
you
decks
stopped
down.
when you got here.
Okay, yeah, but like
Because it
we
was-
passed over this area.
Like above?
Like, yes.
Yeah. You passed over the area when you
We
passed
didn't
over
feel
above.
anything.
Not to this degree, no.
Okay. What if we try from below?
Potentially, but let me one thing first. Valdeth trying something that's less inherently magical. Just sort of puts a hand onto her katana and focuses, builds a charge of sand, and is going to see if NP can reach the armor.
Make a Constitution.
15.
The energy dissipates as soon as it hits that wall.
Vespia wants to try to teleport to it.
All right, give me an intelligence check. Flat.
Okay. $12.
You know you've got enough distance to get to it, but as soon as you hit that point of 0, your teleport stops.
Okay.
all right.
All right. Let's see what we can do from
Oh,
below
Grumman?
this thing.
Grumman steps up, kind of stretches, and goes, "Have you tried going really fast?" And he's just gonna run.
The thought
I'll-
did occur.
I'll step of the wind for all the good it does.
Your speed, as you hit that point where your speed hits 0, you get there real quick though.
He just slowly moves back. Is it like you sort of? Is it an intentionality thing? Because you can move forward to where you can't move anymore, but then you can still back up, or do we have to like haul back those of us that are stuck?
You can back up, but you can't go any further.
Roman turns around and tries to walk backwards.
Can't go any further.
Okay, he shrugs and goes, it was worth the shot.
Good idea. good
Valdeth
thought.
will
Fine.
follow up on Titania's suggestion and see if she can like head down a floor and see if the gravity effect is the same, like going beneath where this thing should be standing.
Jeremy, what were you doing?
I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
Look, at some point we've got to roll well, right?
Theoretically.
You're the one saying this?
According to the law of averages.
I mean, we as a royal
Collective.
Yeah, collective. We.
The royal
Collective.
we.
I will inspiration that.
The royal we.
24.
There you go.
With a 24, feel the magic die out right as it hits that point of 0. Make a insight check.
I'm gonna fucking destroy this shit.
You say that to the skeleton?
With an 18.
I mean, out loud, she definitely says that.
With an 18, Sable, this doesn't feel like something. It doesn't feel like somebody's telling you no. It feels like the rules of this area are saying you impossible. Whatever has instituted this zone has done so to a degree where magic itself has to stop when it gets to that point.
Does it feel like it's bound to the ship or just the space?
It feels like it's bound to the space, and it would.
Okay.
And as you're sort of thinking about it, this probably feels like what's causing the gravity here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, right. Yes.
And Valdeth, you sort of get an idea that that's definitely what's happening as you go down one deck and flip up to walk on the ceiling.
Yep. All right, so everything here is orientated to that body. She says as she walks over to where it's supposed to be. Is there an increasing force on this floor as well, or just like am I able to walk to right where
you can
that
walk
body
right
should
past.
be?
You can walk right past where the body should be.
As she walks up to where the body should be, and she pulls her sword out and tries to cut through the floor.
Get about
Ceiling, floor.
an inch into the floor. Stops. You definitely determined that it's a bubble, not a dome.
Second.
Head down to the deck as well, where Velvet and Titania are. Oh, fuck. Right about
Titania.
here, right?
Yeah.
Your death scythe cuts through all magic.
Yes.
You want to try that?
Sure. Take the scythe. Try and cut where Valdeth is cutting. If this works, we're going to start falling.
Oh, well, certainly. The ship's about to like just drop into the ocean if this does what we think it does.
It stops.
Okay.
We
One more
just
thing
need
I
this
can
section of
try.
the floor not there so that we can continue falling towards the body, correct?
Are you gonna try and disintegrate it?
I'm not going to try.
Okay.
It's gonna hit the floor.
Sable.
But yeah, cast disintegrate.
I will let that happen before I do my thing.
Okay. Give me an intelligence
Cast
check.
disintegrate on the floor in the section above, below,
Give me an intelligence
wherever
check.
relative.
Here, wait. Before you do that,
Charging up
Its ability.
Kamehameha style.
I cast foresight on you.
Special beam.
You
have
Let's
advantage.
go.
Oh, okay.
You have advantage on everything.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, thank you. I can see, smell, and taste colors.
Pretty much.
Wow!
Motherfucker.
They all are brown. The ship is gray.
You beam the disintegrate at the floor, and it eats away about a half an inch and then stops.
Right.
I'm
me
gonna
try.
burn the ship down.
I have an
No.
idea.
That is
Sable.
I have an idea. I don't know if you're gonna like it.
I'm gonna love it.
I'm not talking to you. How big is this ship?
It's a.
About 100 to 150 feet length if it's a galleon.
Yep.
All right.
We'll say it's right at 150.
I can create a building
Ha! I know this
That
spell.
that will surround that. If I put it around thing, it's going to. This is going to destroy the ship. It absolutely will. But it will, assuming this works. It might not even work because of everything we've found magically. But if it surrounds the thing, it might, it should, in theory, shunt that off into the extra dimensional space.
And then
And
this.
then that might completely counteract.
It'll sever it.
We're sort of expecting this ship to fall out of the sky as soon as we undo whatever this thing is, so...
If you give me 10 minutes, I can make sure if we fall into the water, we don't drown.
All right. I just want to make sure that everybody is okay with it before I do it, because I don't want to destroy the ship.
Yeah, let's get some water breathing up before we start doing this.
Was
Okay.
was there anything else around that seemed like it was of value?
Some cannons, some cannonballs. Rusted a long time ago, but maybe the metal's valuable.
You know what I'm looking for.
Nothing.
I'm in the galley.
For how long
Rug.
it's been up here, nothing of decomposable nature, except for a few scraps of fabric, have remained undecomposed.
All right. There's not like a mixed drinks list behind the bar in the galley or anything.
No.
All right.
Make
Can
an
I sidle
investigation
walk?
check.
Anything
Alright.
in a bottle is entirely vinegar at this point.
What are Ithram and Vespia doing at this point? By the way,
Ithram is trying to disintegrate a floor.
But she's confused because it has a minimum thing. It's like made a divot. What the fuck?
Vespia is just investigating the area around where everything stops, just to see if there's anything that can be done.
With an 8,
I got an 8,
Drummond,
so I
you
assume I
find
find
you find something. You find some like what seems like a structured word, like structured words carved into a wall. You've got Tongue of Sun and Moon, but I don't think that lets you read all language. Right?
I think
No,
I
it just
think
lets you speak
we
it.
decided for sure that it's
Yeah.
just spoken. Yeah.
So what languages do you read?
Common and
Common,
Dwarven.
Dwarvish, and Undercommon.
We can't make out what language it is, but it looks like it might be a recipe if you were to translate it.
All right. Can I take it?
I mean, it's carved into the wood of the wall.
Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna fucking wreck this
crayon
place.
rubbing.
Can I just rip off that plank of wood?
Strength check.
Can I argue for using my martial arts since breaking boards is sort of a trope?
If you were trying to break the board and thus not recover the writing, yes.
All right.
If you're trying to extract
17?
it without saying so, 17's enough. Yeah, you
Okay.
fry up a plank of wood.
All right.
There's some scrawling on it.
Then can I sidle up to Vespia as Vespia is walking around?
Sure.
That was a lovely ceremony. It's just a lovely day. You two make such a beautiful couple. How's everything going?
She'll arch an eyebrow. Fine.
Good, good. So I saw that for a wedding gift, the two of you got a phoenix feather. That's lovely. I'd like it, please.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
Didn't even like warm it up. Just like right.
Wow.
Right, right.
For the good of the world, of course. Of course.
I believe it was given to me, Grandma.
I know. And I don't know if you know this. I mean, you have a grand library of knowledge crammed into that lovely school of yours, so you may already be aware. But there's an old tradition in Swiggle that after the gifts are given, that gift is also given to the one conducting the ceremony. I'm lying to you. I like you too much. No, that's not a thing. But I just feel like I could really use it because I have that recipe for that drink, and I really think it could help. I think some of us are going to wind up being pretty badly off, and I really think this drink could be a restorative that could be useful to us.
She'll think for a moment. Let's discuss this closer to the final battle.
All right.
I don't think here or now is the place.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I thought you might be distracted enough to say yes, but we can talk about it later.
Good try.
Thank you. And I really did mean what I say. I'm so happy for the two of you. You look absolutely lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, if the two of you find yourselves expecting, just so you know, Sable is just a great contact for all that. You know, if you have any questions or needs, or if the baby's coming. I mean, my boy Scuzz and I are happy to help out, but I think you saw the other day we made rather a shower of it, so just always nice to know you have a professional around.
Thank you, Grumman.
Of course, that's what I'm here for.
So, Sable.
Yes.
Titania, what are you casting to make sure that you all don't die when Sable does whatever Sable's about to do?
Water breathing. It's a ritual spell.
On the entire party.
Yep. Up to 10 willing
Make me a
creatures.
nature check.
Sure. $18.
At the distance that you're up from the water...
Oh, it's gonna be the fall that kills us.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the breathing that's the problem.
Cool.
I mean, that's what Featherfall is for. Ithram has that.
And we got flying and stuff. This is just another layer.
Okay. Want to make sure.
This is for when we inevitably hit the water and start to sink.
Mm-hmm. Especially those of us in armor.
All right. So, what spell is it that you're casting?
So I acknowledge this is very outside the box, but I'm casting Temple of the Gods.
Can you put the text in that?
Excellent. So excited.
Like the cleric version of Mighty Fortress.
Yeah, it literally is the cleric version of Mighty Fortress.
A temple shimmers into existence. It does say on like there is a lot that might cause this not to work. It says on the ground. I would say that the deck might count as ground. It doesn't technically say that if you cast it around something, anything that's inside will be contained within the temple. Like there's a bunch of shit that might not cause this to work, but
Temple must fit within an unoccupied cube of space, up to 120 feet on each side.
of all the words, I did not notice that one.
It's a long description, to be fair.
Up to 120 feet.
Yes, you could make it
can be
a
smaller.
small shrine.
That can fit within there.
Yeah. You could make it a small shrine. It wouldn't destroy
We'll
the
give
ship,
that a
but
shot.
it'd be a small
We'll
shrine.
give that a shot then.
Okay. Give
For, like, the
me...
whole day.
Well, so it takes you an hour.
It does take an hour.
As you What is
I
it
was
lo-
working on it during this whole time.
What does it look like when you begin this ritual?
So, Sable, who obviously has come across as probably fairly aggressive, etc. When she starts this, it's very different. She from sort of how she's presenting. She takes a spot as near as she can to where it's going to be. Goes down to sit on her knees, and is very quietly praying. There is a little of about probably about halfway through as the magic is building. She does pull out her dagger, almost sort of in an automatic writing kind of style, and pulls out the blood mage dagger and starts to do some live rune carving. Basically using the dagger to demarcate runes on herself, on her arms, torso, etc. Her voice doesn't get any louder throughout. It's all very quiet, sort of very reverent, sort of murmur prayer. Up until, and I would assume that if it works, it slowly comes into being as in like the last 20 minutes.
Make me a wisdom check.
Okay. It's where I nat one, I'm sure. Yeah. Wasn't a nat one.
On that one.
Nat 5.
So you try to bring the stone and the marble, whatever other materials with Rethor metal, of this temple into your mind's eye. And as you start to try to construct it, it doesn't form in your brain. And you like just sort of just casually, like you're sort of you're trying to, like, you've pictured this 1,000 times. You're trying to picture this temple in your brain, and it will not, absolutely will not come.
Okay.
Instead, you see something else.
Okay.
You see a tall, slender figure with pale gray skin, slightly stunted, black hair slicked back and down their neck, wearing a high-collared black robe that seems to be made up of many different strands of fabric, sort of weaving in and out of this, almost like leather strap-like appendage. And under the hem of the robe, there's several tendrils that sort of slick and slither around him. Tilts his head at you, leans in, and as he leans, he seems that he's at a distance in your mind's eye. But as he leans in, that face gets closer and closer and closer, way closer than it should be able to. And without moving anything on his face, you just hear this voice. Well, don't you smell interesting? And that's where we're going to end for this week.
All right.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Good.